Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. How many of you here are excited for today? Can you type, I am excited in the chat box? Hello. Feel free to type, no? To type your excitement for today so that I get to know you also. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your participation. Welcome to the fourth week of our series of family business succession planning entitled How to Create Wealth That Lasts Generation. What makes this video special is that we will discover today what is generational wealth, why is it important, and 3 tips on how to create wealth that lasts last generation to the next. Okay, so just a recap of what happened to us for the past 4 weeks. I'll share screen again. Yeah. Okay, so first week we talk about how to have money now. It's about if there's immediate needs, right? Where will you get cash? No? So we talked about that last 3 weeks ago. And if you have not watched that, you can check on my YouTube channel, or also you can scroll down or scroll up in my FB page. You will find there every week, no, every Friday we are here live, no, talking about family succession planning, family business succession planning. Okay, so on the second week, we talk about how to create passive income, wherein you don't need to work hard so much, no. Pag meron ka ng monthly payouts, no, you get to enjoy life more, no. So it's good to focus on these things para we enjoy life better. And then step 3 is how to help your family create new passive income streams. So this naman is about teaching our kids to have an entrepreneurial mindset. So at the same time, preparing, no, a good school for them. And today, our last session for this topic, for this series, is we will talk about how to create wealth that lasts generation. Okay, so what does it mean ba, no? Iisa-isahin natin yan. What does wealth generation mean? Yeah. So I am Sheila Ching Ong, and I'm here to help business owners create wealth that lasts generation so that they can leave a legacy of love to their families until to the apo sa tuhod and apo sa paa and more and more. No? Okay. So for our viewers today, I would like to ask, how many of you have started creating or planning wealth generation? If you're starting already planning it or creating it, feel free to type wealth generation in the chat box. Okay, so for those who are watching us on replay, you can still type your answers and we can still see those answers. Yeah. And for those who have started already, how do you feel about it? For those naman na hindi pa, how do you feel about it? Okay. Yan. So you can answer by yourself, by your own. Kung nahihiya tayo mag-share, it's okay. It's good na we are being aware, no? Right? Na enlighten tayo with these topics, and it's good really to simulan na natin yan. Okay, I just like to share a story, no? I have a client na meron silang family business. So nag-start sa father niya. Okay? So usually ito yung nangyayari, ito yung naging trend kasi. Now we want na mag-avoid tayo ng estate tax. Early on, pinapasa na natin yung mga properties natin sa pangalan ng ating mga anak. And also, syempre yung business din, business succession, di ba? We pass on to our children. Okay, so for this scenario, no, si Angkong in Chinese, no, in what we call our grandfather Angkong, when he came here in the Philippines, nagdagaling siya sa China, walang pera, no? And nag-work hard talaga siya para magkaroon ng stable business to pass on to his children. And he was really successful. Yan. So, since na-pass on na sa children, usually, kung ilan mga anak, let's say, 4 or 5 kids, no, naghati-hati sila ng kanilang roles sa business. Okay, so what happened to this particular client, siya yung siya yung toka sa clients, toka sa logistics. So nowadays, 'di ba, mahal ang gas. It's really important na planado kung paano mo dinidistribute yung mga products natin, 'di ba? Para we save up the time and also the gas, the cost. And also sa save up sa tauhan. Yan. So yun yung toka niya, and doon talaga nagagaling yung income ng business nila. Yun. So unfortunately, this client passed away at 52 years old. No? So he was diagnosed with cancer, and hindi niya nakayanan yung radiation. So after a month of radiation, he passed away. Okay, so he has 5 kids, no? So sa apo na yun. The first son is already working within the business. However, during that time, since medyo bata-bata pa, he was not that serious in learning yung pasikot-sikot ng business. Syempre kasi medyo dependent siya sa father niya, and also sa other mga uncle and aunts. Yan. And what happened, since nandiyan ang mga uncle and aunts, they took over the business, and siguro they are thinking na they are better than the son, di ba? Yun. So medyo parang kinuha lahat ng clients, no? Nawalan siya ng parang share of the profit, parang ganun. So sila na yung nag-rule over, no? Even though angkong's still there. No? Yan. So yan yung nangyari. So medyo sad yung story. Ang nangyari is talagang nawala yung income opportunity ng sana na makukuha ng kanyang mga kids, di ba? Yun. So yung natin, no, yung problem natin, no, usually businessmen always think positive that nothing bad will happen to them, di ba? Syempre, we will not think that way. We always think na everything will be okay, di ba? Yun. So since with that thinking, we always spoil our kids. For those who have kids, no, if you are a spoiler, can you type in the chat box, I'm a spoiler? Spoiler. Yun. So since yun nga yung natin, attitude natin na whenever syempre we have kids, we want to give the best, 'di ba? Give the best. So kung kaya i-spoil, why not, 'di ba? Yun. So we spoil our kids. We're not strict, no, in teaching them the value of money, no? So there's bahala na mentality na malalaki naman na sila. Actually, this is the exact words kasi I was talking to this client na let's prepare your estate plan. Let's look forward, medyo future thinking tayo. And he told me na bahala na sila, malalaki naman na yan. By that time, yun na, kung anong mangyari, bahala na. So he did not prepare estate planning or succession planning. Yan, okay. So now we define what is generational wealth. Okay? So as we talk about passing on the wealth, di ba? Okay, so there are 2 types, no? Tangible and intangibles. Okay. So tangible, ito yung mga napag-uusapan natin before. Di ba? Ito yung napag-uusapan natin before about assets, properties, no? Investments, liquid cash. Okay? So these are the things that we want to pass on, di ba? Now, today we will talk about the intangibles. Okay? Like financial education, values, and habits. So last week we talked about preparing the best school for our children. Yan. Okay. So ngayon, let's talk about bakit importante, no? Why do we need to prepare for this? Okay, why do we need to create wealth, generational wealth? Okay, so syempre gusto natin, no, ang ating mga next generation will have more options in life, di ba? It gives them more freedom to think and live the life they want. Yan. So for them not to worry anymore kung saan kukunin yung pangbayad ng bills, and whether they can afford so that they can also afford to choose what they want, what job they want to do or businesses they want to have. Okay? We don't need to force them. They don't need to be forced to do a job that di nila gusto. Yan. So yun yung sometimes struggle natin, di ba, mga parents, na we need to work hard even though you're not happy sa trabaho mo. Kailangan mo gawin para dumating ang ating income, di ba? Okay, so 5th reason is that we want to level up their lifestyle, di ba? So, mapapansin natin sa every generation na ng ating family, mas maganda na ang lifestyle. 'Di ba? Do you agree? Type agree in the chat box. Yan. So, however, no, we need to teach them the right values. Okay, so dito na tatapasok ang ating tip number 1. Tip number 1 is we need to pass on the right values to them. So what are these values? No? So I have 3 values here. First is to pass on our faith to them, diba? We need to teach them that we need to depend on God and not on the material things that we are preparing for them. Okay, so mag-iiba yung attitude nila if alam nila na ay si mama at si papa ready, marami yang hinahanda for me. So I don't need to work hard. I don't need to pray or deepen my faith, no? Kasi everything's there. Yun. So we need to let them know, no, that all everything that we have, no, came from the Lord. So He is the great provider. Okay. So second is money saving skills. We need to teach them na it's not easy to earn money. You know, so actually me and my team had a kidpreneurship program, no, for the past 2 years. And natutuwaan yung mga parents na nalalearn ng mga kids, no, as young as 10 years old na hindi madaling kumita ng pera. So sila mismo nagbe-bake ng cookies, nagbebenta sila ng mga butingting, ganyan, so that if they want something, no, na buy toys or mga toys kasi ngayon, mahal na, no? It's merong worth 5K, 6K, no? So where do we get that? Yan. So with that money saving skills na ituturo natin sa kanila, they will understand na it's not easy to earn money. Yan. And then third, we need to also teach them that they need to take care of their health. Yun. So napapansin din natin, diba? Meron mga mayayaman, no? Focus on the business, sobrang hardworking, busy-busy. Kaso lang, at the end, nagkakasakit. So yung perang naipon, no, napupabayad lang sa hospital bill. So it's really good na early on, we take good care of our health. Okay. Yan. Then we go to tip number 2. So tip number 2 is plan and prepare early. Yan, okay. So ano ba yung i-prepare natin? No? It's more on how to pass on the generational wealth. Okay. So, yun nga. So nakwento natin kanina, yung way of passing on ng mga ating parents, no, is early on pa lang na bata, basta kung nag-18, whatever we acquire assets, binibigay na natin. So there are risks on that. Okay, so if it's really na gusto mo na ibigay, it's good, it's okay to put their names on it. Pero kung hindi pa, no, you're still using the property or syempre you want the control over the property, hindi pa, it's not good to transfer agad. Okay? So my tip number 2 is what do we plan and prepare, no? First is to write a will. Okay? So minsan inisip natin, I'm too young, no? 40, 45. Hindi pa bagay sa akin magsulat ng will. Okay, so actually, no, I've been to different estate planning sessions, and you know when is the best time to prepare for it? Okay, feel free to type in the chat box. Ano sa tingin, kailan, no, sa tingin nyo, when is the best time to prepare or to write a will? Okay, so I have 3 viewers now. Feel free to type your answers. Don't be shy. Okay, sige, shy type tayo. It's okay. So when is the best time to write a will? The answer is yesterday. Okay, yesterday is the best time to write a will. Even if, no, we're young, basta nag-start na tayo, nag-accumulate ng wealth, nag-save, you have assets with you, it's good to write a will. Okay? So just a love letter, no? Love letter. Ito yung na-learn ko kay Attorney Cabrera. No? He's our mentor sa estate planning. Okay, so isulat lang natin. At first, syempre, you itemize your assets, di ba? And then isulat mo lang kung ano yung ano natin, kung ano yung love letter to our kids and how do you distribute your wealth? Yan. Okay, so that's number 1. Then number 2, set up a trust. Okay, so set up a trust fund. No? Ito naman, nililist down mo na rin kung paano mo siya ibibigay sa mga kids mo. Okay, so ito example, kung medyo bata-bata pa, mga young kids pa tayo, so we prepare if something happens to the parents, how do you distribute the funds? Is it depende sa school, meron kang resibo, pang medical bills lang ba? So meron specific amount na gusto mong i-pay out sa mga bata. And you prepare someone to, may trustee ka, may mag-aasikaso ng funds for the kids. So may nakabantay. So yun. Okay, so very very detailed ito. It's a contract between the trust company, the trustor and the trustee. Kayo yun. Yan. So pwedeng upuan and pag-usapan kung paano natin siya i-prepare, i-create. Yan. So the trustor also, meron kang another financial institution who will make your money grow. Okay. And then number 3, name account beneficiaries. So every time you create an account, no, let's say savings account, investment, mga placement, meron dapat nakalagay kung kanino mo gustong ibigay. Yan. Okay, so that's very important. Yan. So next, we go to the tip number 3. So itong will na nasulat natin, yung trust fund na nagawa natin, no, I encourage you to review it every year. We need to review that. Why? Siyempre, there are changes, no? So sa panahon ngayon, ang daming pagbabago, no? After a month, after 2 months, iba-iba na. So it's good na you always update that, especially if you are continuously accumulating assets. Yan. So minsan kasi siguro isipin nyo na if I have 4 kids, lahat ng total assets, divide ko na lang sa 4. Yun. So there's a danger on that too, no? Kung isang property, divide by 4 yan, medyo mahirap yun sa decision making. It will not be productive. So we advise na you decide, no, sa each property. Let's say you have 4 kids, it's good na may 4 properties ka rin. Okay, so ngayon, tig-isa sila, no? So ngayon, ang question is, what if kung hindi naman, hindi equal yung value, di ba? Iba-iba. Yun. So you need to know the value of each property. And kung merong gap, yan, let's work on that. Kung paano mo i-meet yung gaps na kulang para mag-equal yan. Yan. So there's a way on how to do that. Okay? Yan. So next, no? Yan. So also in your will, pwede ka rin maglagay ng conditions. So minsan if there's bad attitude in our kids, meron kang condition, if he do some bad things, wala siyang makukuha, naka-hold, or meron siyang punishment or something like that. You can be very detailed on this so that talagang pag-pass on natin sa mga anak natin ang ating wealth, they will really treasure it, di ba? They will appreciate it, and they will be able to maximize your hard work. Yan. Okay, so do you have any questions? Feel free to type in the chat box. Okay. So now you know what is generational wealth. Why is it important to prepare for it? No. Now you're ready to create it. No. To conclude this session, no, there are 3 tips. 3 tips that I shared kanina. Di ba? Pass on the right values, plan and prepare your will and trust, and review your will every year. Okay. So it is best to sit down on this and plan for it and discuss this with your spouses and family business partners. Usually kasi hindi siya napag-uusapan, right? Parang bahala na. Yun yung bahala na, no? We always say that, no? But in reality, nagkakaroon ng maraming problema. Kung bahala na, di ba? Maraming mga heirs, maraming jealousy na nangyayari, di ba? Maraming misunderstandings, maraming fights. Okay, so nasabi nga ni Attorney Cabrera na blood is thicker than money. Money is thicker than blood. Yun yung sinasabi niya, which is makikita niya sa totoong mga cases. Yan, okay. So now, if medyo nahihiya kayong to discuss to each other, no, you can invite me to be with you, no, sit down with you, and talk about these things. I can open it up for your family, for your business partners, di ba? And we can, I don't know, if you want, we can set a 30 minute call. No, it's a free coaching call so that we can talk about what's happening with your current situation. And let's see, how to move on. Okay. Yeah. So now I'll send the link in the chat box and feel free to share your insights. Yeah. So here's the link. Yeah, feel free to choose your best schedule. Okay? Yan, okay. So this ends our session today. Okay, so next week, ang topic natin is, meron akong client na nag-raise, no, that he's saying that God provides, and I don't need to save, I don't need to get life insurance and all because God provides. Okay. So ang problem naman doon, since minamaximize niya yung funds niya, investing in different properties, basta dapat wala daw money sa bank. Okay? Yun. So, the question is it financially healthy? Kung nakakapos, nag-uutang, di ba? So, we will talk more about that next week. Okay? So, stay tuned and invite your friends to be here on Friday next week. And see you again next week. Bye.